I'm going to try to finish this up, hopefully without breaking it. And I'm going to put serrations in it no matter what. I don't even know if this type that it's going to be actually had serrations in it. But, oh well. I'm on a serration kick. I'm gonna put them in. Lots of serrations. Did you hear that bird? The one that has a nest up on the wall just flew right by my right shoulder. You can hear the wings. It's a little bird, just a little bitty bird. If I had the energy, I'd look it up. See what kind of bird it is. So I can say, oh, that's what kind of bird it is. Pass the steak sauce, please. Yeah, it's interesting for about 5 seconds. 5 seconds. I know there's got to be some bird watchers out there that are interested for more than 5 seconds and would be thrilled to know what kind of bird that is. Oh well. All you're gonna get is flint knapping with steel today. That's it. Tune into this channel. It's pretty monoculture. It's only for plants, man. This is not a monoculture. Yes, it is. It's a monoculture for sure. It's a flint knapping culture. It's a subculture of the American population. Yep. How far do I want to go in with these notches? Until I start sweating. I can feel it coming on already. Got to be very careful. And all that means is I've got to apply steady pressure, nothing major, nothing too extreme. Make sure the barbs don't touch the pad. Barbs are not touching. I gotta make sure it's lenticular, so it's, fat in the middle. That way the barbs don't touch. If the arrowhead is very flat and perfect, the barbs can touch the pad and then you're in trouble. Big trouble. Yeah, the notcher is not gripping. I'm kind of pushing with the very tip. I'm kind of doing both the push down from the edge like this and also driving in the front of the tool to catch the edge and drive a flake that way. Using both techniques. Like right here, I'm using the front part and just digging in. I'm not setting it up on top and pushing down. Why? It's a little less drastic by trying to catch and push in. It's a little less stressful on the arrowhead, but it's a little bit more difficult strength-wise. Not much difficult, not much more difficult, but it is. It does have. There is a difference. I have to be very, very careful I don't overdo it. That flake could have easily taken off that barb if I had put a little bit more pressure. So yeah, I suppose that's good enough. No need to show off. Yeah. Especially when there's a big chance of breaking this stupid thing. Now I need to thin it more for the video. If I make the sides more concave, I can create some platforms to drive flakes in. Alright. You convinced me. Talked me into it. Take in the sides a little bit. Some of you might be thinking, hey man, tell me more stuff that I don't know. Tell me what I don't know, because I don't know what to ask. Just try to guess what I don't know and start telling me. Wouldn't that be nice? Who knows, maybe when we are linked up with machines we can actually do that. Do I want to be linked up to machines? No. Just saying. That's probably one of the things that they'll do. I can now tell you everything you don't know, because I can see I got a map of what you know, and you don't know some things. So here you go. Wouldn't that be nice? You wouldn't even need to ask the questions. They already know what to pump your head full of. Isn't that a nice thought? Some people are really good at it. They'll say, I bet you didn't know blah blah blah, and you would say, you know what, I did not know that. I did not know that. You were right. And I bet you didn't know this either. You know what? I didn't know that either. I didn't know you like to take ice baths and eat snow cones at the same time. No, not that kind of don't know. Why do I have random thoughts? I'm hoping maybe you can tell me. Why are there random thoughts? Where's the psychological determinism when you need it? Explain these random thoughts. Turns out determinism is not a thing. Especially when you look at the tiny little world on the atomic level. Quantum. I bet you didn't know that there are particles that can pop in and out of existence. One minute they're here, next minute they're not. They don't go nowhere. They just exist, and then they don't exist. They pop into existence. There was nothing there before, all of a sudden, boop, pops into existence. Where did it come from? Nobody knows. Nobody knows where it goes, either. I bet you didn't know that. It's true. I'm not lying to you. It's an amazing thing. There's some particles that'll breach barriers where you wouldn't think anything could breach it, because it's on one side 1 minute or 1 second, and on the other side the next second. Just pops in out of existence, pops out of existence over here, pops into existence on the other side of the barrier. And you're going, what the heck? Has to be a miracle. No miracles. Has something to do with energy. Something got to do with, if there's no difference in energy, whether they exist or not, they can just come in out of existence whenever they like, so to speak. I just read a book that says that 90% of the universe is full of stuff we can't see. So we only see 10% of it. Imagine that. And most of it is so mysterious that we have no way to know how to even detect it. How's that? Now, how do you prove that we have no way of detecting it when we don't even know what it is? That's a good question. I've even read a book where it says the space itself is expanding. It's not that things are flying away from each other. It's the space expanding in between objects. It's causing them to look farther away, to be farther away. And it's affecting the universe as a whole, everything at the same time. Space itself is expanding. Closer objects don't seem like they're moving as far away as the further away objects when the space expands like that. Funny how that works. It's expanding at the same rate everywhere, but the further away objects looks like they're moving further away faster. So yeah, there's probably a lot of things I've been reading that I bet you didn't know. Yipper. Pass the steak sauce, please. Don't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter that much. But people tend to argue a lot over that stuff on the internet, so it must matter to somebody. It matters to some people so much that they actually live in areas of the internet where they can actually tell people these things. They sit there and they tell you things. They never leave these areas on the internet. New people come in and say, "What's up, dude?" And the dudes are just ready to tell you things. They'll tell you things. Argue with you. Why? Because they live there. That is their home now. Have I met people like that? Oh yes. Doesn't take long. You ain't got nothing better to do. You search the internet. You end up getting into these areas that have these humans inhabiting them. It's like coral. You know, the little coral creatures inhabiting the little fortresses of calcium carbonate or whatever they're made of. They'll come out. You don't even know they're there, but they're there. Can't get them out. There are fish that have jaws so powerful they'll eat the coral to get to the creatures on the inside. Oh yes, they'll chew right through the rock to get them. That's what it takes, I think, right? Eventually, get these creatures out. You gotta tunnel. You gotta have big old teeth, jaws. Tunnel in there, get them out. What are you doing living in here? Give someone else a chance. You're not the monopoly of this space. Why are you monopolizing this space? You're monopolizing this space, yelling about monopolies. Yelling against monopolies, and you're sitting here monopolizing that space. What's up? Yeah, that's one of the things in this environment. I don't know where to get these ideas, but they think they can eliminate something by instituting it. You can't you can't get rid of war by instituting continual combat. Things like that. I don't care. They don't care. They'll just go, I don't care. Don't get all philosophical on me, dude. Yeah. I used to think philosophy was useless. Oh, yes, yep. Through most of my years, I thought philosophy was absolutely useless. And guess what? Yeah, most of it is. But there's some that is not. I was looking up Zen. So I used the word Zen. What is Zen anyway? I think I used it wrong. I don't like Zen. It advocates for a complete detachment. Complete detachment, because attachment, they say, is a source of suffering, or the major source of suffering. Yeah, well, I can understand that, but it depends on what you're attached to. If your attachment is a dependency, then yeah, I can see it. But if your attachment is to developing a skill, then no, I don't agree. It depends. I like the part about being in the moment. They advocate being in the present, being in the moment. Okay, that's good. Most philosophies have good and bad stuff in them. It's a mix, usually a hodgepodge. Inconsistencies. But not all of them. Not all of philosophy is like that. The only ones that we really need to be concerned about with flint knapping are the scientific philosophies and cultural philosophies. Maybe some natural philosophies. Have to do with the natural world, the real world, reality, physics and all that. Okay, so I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm gonna sell it. Yes, I am. Oops. My motto is someone will like it. I like it. If I like it, some other guy might like it. It's kind of hard to sharpen serrations, especially if you're trying to crunch them in. The secret is don't spend too much time on them. The quicker you can put them in, the sharper they are. If you're digging around in there, you're going to make them dull. Just pop it out. Pop out the pop outs quickly. I got a little bit of asymmetry going on I want to get rid of, so that's why I'm messing with the tip. Even though I'm not supposed to be messing with the tips because I break them. Is that close enough? Yeah, it's close enough. I can probably thin that tip a little bit more by popping out some spots in between the serrations. Sometimes when I do that, I pop out way too much, but let me see. Just one. I'm going to try one. Just for grins and giggles. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I'm messing around because I still have time in this video. Still got like, what, 8 minutes? I'll pop another one out. You can pop out thinning flakes if you're lucky. I tried to get a little flake to go across from the bottom of that one across there, but it just stopped right there, a little step fracture. So I ended up messing it up. Sometimes it works. Could try getting it from the other side, right? Gotta be a little bit clever about where I push. Let's see, and maybe give the flake some freedom to travel without hitting the pad. Make sure I get a good seat. Push off a big old flake. Yeah, that's good. How about another one? Thank you, sir. May I have another? All right. The problem with that is now I gotta pop out some more so it makes it look even. Some even pop outs. Symmetrical or balanced. I think. I don't know. Yeah, it looks Native American. Yep. Just burning out the clock, or what's it called? Running out the clock. I'm creeping up on the little step fracture. I might be able to get you, but I'm not going to try. I need a sharper tip. Yeah, need a sharper tip, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I could keep poking in between the serrations and thinning out the edge. They're pretty sharp right now, so I don't need to worry. No worries. Okay, so delayed gratification comes to this point where you don't even know what it is. It's just a serrated looking like a serrated point that looks like a triangular shumla or a eccentric carahula, something like that. All right, that's it. Good enough.